this guy Moody, which we're gonna bring up in a second. This is Melton's gimp. Okay, this is Melton's gimp.
No, this is the guy with the fake beard and hair.
I don't think it's fake. He is just Melton's bitch boy. Okay.
No, I mean this is like it's just for men, number 47.
Maybe I don't know. He's from fucking Kiwi and from New Zealand or something. So what? It doesn't matter. The fact he's just a gimp. He should be in a leather mask and on a leash connected to Melton.
I'm getting very special needs vibes off of him.
He certainly looks that way. But okay, so and then it's Carl's gimp, and his name is Adam Busch. He's basically Melton's Moody, and we're gonna see him. And he was one of the men at this function here, laughing in the crowd or whatever. He was there for this, you know. He's got to support his man Carl, so he's at this Hackamania. And
well, hold on a second.
Yeah,
are you telling me is a guy from Buffy the fucking Vampire Slayer? Is that Hackamania?
yes, yes.
Well, what? Hold on.
How the mighty have fallen. He
Hold
now.
on.
Yes.
What?
We're about to see it.
A cherished Hollywood franchise, Buffy the Vampire Slayer actor now.
Yes,
he is now to the size of a man's member at a live event. Okay.
He is the gimp bitch boy for a guy with 25,000 subscribers on YouTube.
How does the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer not have his own show with 1 million subscribers? How is this? What's going on in this world?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just reporting the facts, and that's the fact.
I mean, the man is a vampire slayer. Now he's a Dabbleverse member.
Yes, and he works for Carl.
Talk about stuttering John's fall from grace. Holy shit!
He goes on special assignment. This Adam Busch character. He goes on special assignment to other shows on the Dabbleverse that are, you know, guys that are probably on a lower spectrum of the Dabbleverse and of life. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably like Quadfather, probably Joey
Hodson. You know, so Adam will go on these shows and basically bring back awkward moments back to his master Carl on ATP so they can make fun of it. So Adam is like not even a double agent. He's an agent for WATP and Carl. This is his boss, as Baba Boo would say.
But what? I don't understand.
I can't explain it. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is.
You can go back in my archives, and I talked about a story about a guy named Travis. I think
let's not bring that up. Let's not bring that up.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go there.
You guys can,
I really don't want to go there at all. But I know where you're going.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would like that. Maybe we could at Kushmania we can have Travis
read his text messages,
reveal all the texts. Yeah, tell all his stories and reveal all his texts. What do you think?
And nobody that's listening knows who's Travis or what Travis is.
I know, but someone does.
Nobody listens to me.
So one person does though. If he and I have a feeling he's gonna watch this.
Yeah, I do too.
So here we go. Here's Adam Busch. Now Adam Busch is sleeping and cucking for one Nick Rekieta as well, because he's got a cuck for Carl, who then cucks for Melton. So this is all just one big cuck fest, okay?
Okay.
They're all sweeping for each other. So this Adam Busch, what I'm about to show you, is the most honest of them all, but he's still sleeping. He's not 100% honest. And tell me what you think it is.
And I'm a fan of Nick's, and I think he's intelligent.
I'm a fan of Nick's, and I think he's intelligent.
And I would love to be a friend of his, but he's not in a good place right now.
Why? Why? What about Nick's character that we have seen in chronological order? He is saying this after seeing that. So after everything I've just showed you, this is a guy you want to be Nick's friend. Okay.
Okay. One thing I'm going to give props on this guy for.
What?
Even though he's going on shitty streams, he's putting on full makeup. he literally is in full Hollywood makeup right now, which is crazy, right? To do a stream in boxes.
listen to him sweeping for Nick, and then he stabs Nick. All right, well, it's just it's so fucking great. Listen to these guys sweep for Nick Rekieta, because even Adam Busch thinks Nick Rekieta has $1 million super chat dick. So here he goes.
I would love to be a friend of his, but he's not in a good place right now, and he is in a downward spiral. And at a time when he needs to be not thinking about his ex, we invited him to come and just relish in all of his worst instincts. It's like, a heroin addict going to a heroin convention. It's like, this is just not what he needs right now.
Yeah.
Did you fucking hear that shit?
Yeah.
He just said, we know this is bad for him. We don't give a fuck. We snaked his ass. And we did it on purpose to relish in it. It was like we took a guy that needed heroin and we brought him to the heroin den.
Yeah.
It's almost an admission right here.
I see this guy. I the way he talks. Oh, I can't.
Oh, it's so bad. Listen to this sly fucker, what he's saying right here.
I deal with, when I was in Hollywood, when I was writing, I dealt with guys like this all the time. You see how he stalls as he's trying to come up with a non-answer all the time?
Yes.
This guy does not make it. Well, I would be his friend if he wasn't doing this. It's probably not good for him, but, I was sitting there laughing with the rest of them.
Bingo. Yes, that's it. I thought that was so important to see. Yes. Let's see if I have anything else from him.
What a weasel.
Yes. This right here is everything. At Nick's court sentencing, the judge says, after he sentences Nick to what you said earlier, do you have anything you want to say to the court, Nick Rekieta? And you know what most defendants do at that point?
They apologize.
Or they say nothing.
Yeah, nothing is usually the best answer.
Exactly. Not Nick. Just like this was a terrible decision to go to Hackamania and reveal all this stuff, this explicit stuff that your kids are going to see on YouTube. At one day they'll see it, laughing it up with all these guys. This man, Nick, has a wife, the mother of his children, and he's got daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. I wish I would have said that before. When you see this man on stage laughing with these guys, this is a father and a husband.
No. What, you got kids. What if they went to school and everybody in their classroom watched their dad talk about banging some other guy's mom while your mom's getting banged and doing drugs, and you got to go to school and pretend everything's cool? It doesn't exist. Why would you do this to your kids?
Because he's a piece of shit, and Aaron's a piece of shit. He's a sad excuse for a man. He's lucky his daddy was rich. That's what he is lucky. He's lucky his daddy was rich, because not everyone can fuck up over and over again and have an advantage to not even have to pay a mortgage, to be gifted a house, and to fuck it all up. I guarantee you, Nick, that your dad, he is ashamed of you.
The whole community is ashamed of him.
Lady Racket's father is ashamed of you. He wishes his daughter never met you. Your kids, when you're gone, are going to be talking about these moments and about this dark time for them. You don't think this is a dark time. This is going to follow you for the rest of your fucking life. So laugh it up with Cole and Melton, because your kids and your legacy and everything they're not going to be laughing at it.
I could understand if they had an arena full of people, maybe $50,000 to $100,000 payday to go and do that. He did it for free.
Yeah.
You humiliated yourself, your family, your kids for free.
Yeah. Keep it in the locker room. That's where things need to stay, not on a live stream and to people paying tickets in an auditorium. It's fucking unbelievable. And
You know, when you're in a locker room, when you're 12 years old and you're doing this is awesome. When you're a guy like me that doesn't have a wife or kids, I can do stuff like this because it doesn't affect anybody but me. But when you did it, it affected so many people, the whole community.
it just shows you what a piece of shit he is. And
You know, not to mention bringing in bad people into a very small Minnesota community that's not equipped to deal with them kind of drugs. It's just all bad. And why you would go on and do this for no money is mind-boggling. Just to feed your own ego. What a sad man. What a psycho.
and here's the proof and why I brought you would think at this point, because once again we're doing this in chronological order, he's already been sentenced, he's already been through all this stuff. You would think that he would learn. And instead of shutting his mouth, he decided to speak to the court. And what he said was so unfucking believable. I meant to have it up, and I'll read it here and I'll insert it. But basically he says, you know, my whole life, everyone told me how smart I was, and I started to believe it, and I started to make all these dumb decisions. And essentially, it was an apology, but that it always he couldn't just apologize. He had to make an excuse that everyone, you know, sort of built me up to make me think that I'm smart or whatever, or something along those lines. You know what I'm getting at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And that is the problem. And what was Hackmania? It was the same thing. He went to a place where everyone would build him up and tell him he's smart when when they are using him like snakes to do it. Adam Busch just admitted it. This was not something he should have done.
No, it's not. It's like you know, bringing Sabu out for his, and the guy dies 2 days later because he's in no condition to wrestle. But you're like, nope, we're going to bring him out. They knew.
That's how they groomed Nick, because it's obvious Nick needs the attention. It's obvious.
I mean, let me call you up and like, you know what? I want you to come out to this festival. We'll put you up, and I want you to come on stage, and everybody's going to find out how big your penis is, and how good of a lover you are, and how much better you are than that Aaron guy.
He wrote the content. He brought the content to Hackmania. He was the content for the main event.
It's appealing to be the main event of anything.
But that's his problem. He said it in court. He surrounds himself, or his dad's money allowed him to be in a place where people listen to him because he had money. And it's the same pattern over and over again. He's got this inflated self ego, this false sense of self, this delusion. And all these people are feeding into that delusion so they could snake him in the back, which they did. And here is proof of it. What he said in court is exactly what Adam Busch is about to say right here. You ready?
Yep.
The show's been over for 8 hours, and he's at the bar still showing the text.
He's talking about Nick Rekieta after this at Hackmania, after that big reveal.
At the bar.
Let me go back a little bit.
I would love to be a friend of his, but he's not in a good place right now. And he is in a downward spiral. And at a time when he needs to be not thinking about his ex, we invited him to come and just relish in all of his worst instincts. It's like, you know, a heroin addict going to a heroin.
Taking responsibility, saying we, meaning me, Carl, Melton, Moody. He's admitting it right here. This is fascinating.
And at a time when he needs to be not thinking about his ex, we invited him to come and just relish in all of his worst instincts. It's like, you know, a heroin addict going to a heroin convention. It's like, this is just not what he needs right now.
But you fucking slimy bastard, you did it anyway because you wanted those $1 million super chats. All right, let's go. Here we go.
It's at 3 o'clock in the morning. The show's been over for 8 hours, and he's at the bar still showing the texts and rambling and talking to anyone that will listen, which was me. I was willing to listen. And there was one like dabbler there watching us, like,
thoughts?
Oh my God, he's Al Bundy. He's all buddy bragging about his 4 touchdowns to anybody that will listen.
Yes, it's sad that Adam just dropped some truth here. This is a sad, lonely, dork man who needs this supply and will talk to anyone that will listen to him. And Adam knows this.
Yeah.
And he blew up their spot. He just blew up their spot.
And what was Mr. Probation drinking at the bar?
I'm sure they'll snake him. I'm sure well, I'm sure that will be revealed when they're done with him. But they're not done with him yet.
Yeah, because they will turn on him. They turn on everybody.
My thought was Melton was going to turn on him. It was just a matter of when. And
yeah,
we're going to that. Let's see what I got next. Okay. Speaking of snakes. So here is Nick back after Hackamania. This is him wrapping up things. And then Moody somehow lets out somewhere that Nick Rekieta saw April in January. Haven't seen her in a while. They had to break up, whatever. And at a stoplight in Minnesota with her new boyfriend. Now, Aaron from Steel Toe has been dropping hints that April has moved on. She's got away from this disgusting human being we're looking at right here, who groomed her into drugs, and we will see him admit that later. April, per Aaron, has moved on. She's got a new boyfriend. She seems to be putting this behind her, which is great. That's what she needs to do. One thing she doesn't need is these assholes a couple of weeks ago in Vegas live streaming all of her private texts when she's in a new relationship. So Moody basically was one of those people listening to Nick at 3 o'clock in the morning, because Nick will talk to anyone, and Nick tells Moody that story that I saw April with a new boyfriend, and when they saw me, he flipped me off at the stoplight. So he sees Nick, and basically he's saying, that's the motherfucker who did all this shit to you? Fuck you. Listen to how Nick interpreted that. Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you ready for this? This is fucking amazing. Here we got Nick in his home studio where the infamous Rekieta bro fucked up. When he got fucking Rekieta, he basically masturbated on screen or got blown on screen. I don't know, but it was crazy. It sparked everything. So here he is after Hackamania, and he admits that Moody is the type that gets information from him, runs back to his master Melton, blabs on Melton's show, and now Nick is realizing this happened, and he's got to now address something that he didn't want to address, which is the fact that he saw April with her new boyfriend, which Aaron was saying for a while. April's got a new boyfriend. She's doing good. She's wanting to put this behind her. Aaron doesn't talk to her about her very much, but this fucker still does, obviously, based on what we have seen so far. And so we kind of know that. So here's a story that Moody is forcing him to tell. The fact that all right, I'll just play it.
Moody shared a story that I told him in the Discord,
and watch how awkward and unfunny he is. He thinks he's funny.
Now he has snaked me. That little snake, he's not shaped like a snake.
Okay. Whatever.
Come on, dude.
This is some stunning gross shit. This is like he's acting like a child right here.
There's nothing worse either than dropping a joke and just having pure silence from everybody in the room.
But there's no one in the room. He's an audience of one, and he thinks he's hilarious. Watch this.
He told this story. The last time I saw April was at an intersection in town. Trying to think when that was. I believe it was in March sometime.
Okay, March. Who cares? It was in March. So this was before he went to Hackamania, a few weeks before Hackamania, where he really fucking fucked her over good. So he should know at this point that I am not held in high esteem, and because her boyfriend's protecting her by showing her that I'm going to flip him off. So clearly he's got word that this guy is a bad piece of shit guy, and he fucked me up and got me hooked on drugs, which Nick's going to say. And fuck this dude. And April sat in the passenger seat and watched her new man flip off this dork. And he's about to tell you about it. And listen to how he tells you about it. Listen to the smugness, the braggadociousness. He thinks he's funny, and he's not.
She was with her boyfriend, and he flipped me off, which, okay, like, I guess. That didn't do anything to him. I'll come snuggle him.
I'll come snuggle him.
Yeah, that's what we want.
What are you, a 14-year-old girl? What the fuck was that? I didn't do anything to him. No, you hooked a girl that he loves on drugs about 6 months ago. Okay?
And told everybody about it.
Exactly.
Leading to be arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did.
What a weirdo.
What a weirdo. He why would anyone want to flip me off? What did I ever do? With this whole show, we've been showing you what he's done the last 5 months, 6 months. And it's one bad thing after another to the ultimate betrayal, hackamania. But this is after hackamania, he still doesn't understand. Like, what did I, why, what the fuck? What did I ever do? And then he tries to make a joke, which is him flexing that, watch this.
But then it apparently made me sad, which is true. Which is true. I don't know. Like, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it is a bad thing. It is a bad thing what you did, Nick. That's the problem. You don't fucking realize it.
You sexually groomed the girl for the next guy. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for grooming him. Thanks for getting her ready for me.
Yeah, but he's smart enough to realize what you did, which means he's probably a good person if he flipped you off right there, but you won't see that either.
No.
And listen to the joke, because it's all a big joke.
I'll tell you one thing. If that was me in the car, I'd done a lot more than flip him off.
Yes.
But I'm crazy, so move along.
I probably would have, possibly. Now, here's what's funny. It's all a big joke. All this is a joke. All that legal stuff we read, what he's on the parole or whatever, not parole, but it's all a big joke. And this is his joke at the end of it. This is his big flex.
That guy's kind of terrified of me. I don't know why. It's not like I have a history of stealing April away from people.
Hilarious.
Please clap.
Yeah, boy, he's hilarious, this guy. He is a stud. He is like, I think his name should be Fonzie.
It's not like I have a history of stealing April away from men. Wait, let me reenact that. Let me watch that again, because that is fucking crazy.
That guy's kind of terrified of me. I don't know why. It's not like I have a history of stealing April away from people.
Yeah, the guy's kind of afraid of me. I don't know why. It's not like I have a history of stealing April away from people. What a fucking dork. What?
He's so cool.
Wow, that was hilarious. I hope it was all worth that joke, you fucking moron.